We're standing by. Hey, Paolo. Hello, this is Jules from ESA PAO.
Hello.
We are the Italian Space Agency. We have Mr. Sagesa here, Fulvio Drigani and Daniele Laurini, and Italian journalists waiting to ask you their questions. How can you hear us?
Bonjour, Jules. I have you loud and clear, read you very good, and good morning to everybody.
Quindi c'è qui Erika Rolf che ti farà due o tre domande in inglese. Prego.
Ciao Paolo, I'm very happy to see you safe back on Earth.
Erika, nice to talk to you.
You too. So it's not only in Italy that everyone would like to know that you are safe back and to hear how was the trip back. So perhaps you can tell us also in English, especially for your Twitter followers and Flickr followers, how it was and how you are now.
Well, the trip back is fairly interesting. I mean, this little capsule works pretty nicely. It's a little bit rough, to be honest, not only because I'm fairly big and I fill up every little millimeter left of the capsule. It's rough per se, I mean, and it's really an experience. It's interesting. I mean, I was reflecting when I was up there in space how quiet, how nice is the environment, and then to transfer yourself from space to the ground, you have to go through this grueling re-entry event, which is really pretty rough. It's an event that starts with the capsule being shaken by, it's like somebody with a big hammer is hammering on the side of the capsule and the whole thing goes apart. In fact, there's the pyrotechnics are working and the central part of the capsule, the re-entry module, separates from the orbital module and the service module. And then you start building up acceleration. I mean, I was amazed. We pulled 4.5 Gs at the top of the re-entry, and I really had difficulties to breathe. I remember my colleagues that flew earlier, they told me, remember to extend your head back so you can clear up this part of the throat. Well, I had no room. I could not extend anything. So I was sitting there and I had really difficulties to breathe. And then as soon as this finished, and I thought, oh, thank God, I'm good, the parachute opened. And I'm telling you that there are 30 seconds in which you don't know what is happening. The capsule is just going like this, and you are inside, thrown all over the place, and you don't understand anything. Then finally, this slows down a little bit, and then you start again with all sorts of other events that happen. The jettison of the heat shield, the seats cocks up and throws you in front of the cockpit, so you're sitting with the cockpit at about this much from the screen. And then, of course, the impact of landing. So it's a series of pretty rough events, but what can we say? It's reliable, it worked, and we are back on ground, and I'm glad for it.
Well, we're glad you're safe back on ground too. So the other question from your Flickr followers is, can you tell us what was your most lasting impression from your trip, and what was the very best moment?
Well, I have difficulties to answer to this question because now that maybe I need to think, relax, and sit down and let all percolating and kind of settle in. I mean, as soon as I start talking or thinking in terms of best impression, I have a million. So there is no way to kind of figure out one. I mean, I start from the beginning. I mean, the ride up, it's pretty interesting. When you finally dock to the space station, and then when you get in and you look at this huge place, it was just gives you an impression of a really huge work and a lot of potentiality sitting there. And then, slowly this becomes your home, and the impression that you get when finally you feel it as home. And then, of course, you start looking down at the earth. I think it's kind of difficult looking at the earth at the beginning. You don't see much. And then little by little you start seeing details, you start understanding things, and this thing that you get of owning somehow the planet. I mean, it's interesting how after a couple of 3 months I could pass by the cupola, just give a look at it, and knowing exactly where we were and what we were doing. I mean, it's impressive. And it's impressive now. I go around here at the center and I see pictures taken from other astronauts, and I know exactly where they were, what they were looking at. Before, they didn't mean anything to me. I mean, now I look at them and I know that detail or that volcano or that specific area. So these are things that are really nice. Talking to or looking at reading things on Twitter and on Flickr, to me was also very joyful. I really had it was really a support to me reading what people were telling on Twitter and Flickr. Coming back, receiving the shuttle flights. We got 2 shuttle flights there, having the people coming up and visit, and all the flurry of activity that happens there. I mean, I could keep going for a half an hour on talking about the best thing. I still did not make it up. I still don't know what was the best one. I will think a second about it, and we'll see if we can come up with the unique one. But for now, I'm sorry, I don't have an answer.
Well, perhaps in the coming weeks on Twitter, you can tell us some of your thoughts as they come to you and you have more time to think. Thanks, Paolo. Take care.
Thank you, Erika. Thank you again for following me and all the support that you gave to me. It was really, really good and really nice. I appreciate it.
Paolo, a question in English from Jeff Meyer from FutureNet.com, who couldn't be here today. The question is, what was your most difficult picture to take from space and why?
Jeff Myers, difficult picture. I got a lot of challenges from Twitter people trying to get things from space. I should say that it was not too difficult to get the pyramids in Egypt. I mean, this was fairly easy, I would say. Once you know where they are, you can see them relatively easy. I tried at least 4 or 5 times to see the Nazca lines in Peru, and never was able to. And I have pretty detailed pictures of the area, and I can only tell you that if I could not see them, and I knew where they are exactly, and I use our maximum zoom or lenses that we had, and still we cannot see them, I think it would be difficult for anybody in outer space to see those lines. But the one that was most challenging, I think it was the Great Wall of China. There was this debate: is it possible to see the Great Wall from space or not? And so I tried several times to get the wall. Eventually, I got it. But it's not something that you can actually see. And of course, this is my opinion. It's not something that you can actually see from space. You cannot look down and see that's the wall. As of course, you cannot look down and see those are the pyramids. I mean, you can see rivers easily, you can see the mountains, but these details to the wall are not possible. But I try to get it anyhow, and knowing where the area is and using the lenses and taking simply taking pictures on the area and then looking at the pictures. I think I got it, but I did not get it the way I thought it should be. I mean, it's very, very, very difficult to differentiate the wall from a little river or from a road or from the mountain itself. So I don't know. I think I've taken. I'm not sure exactly, but I think I took like 100,000 pictures or something like that, and what I put on Twitter, it's a small fraction of those pictures. So there is plenty of activity to do. Also, talking to Erika and to Fulvio, if we want to keep going with these pictures, I think I have enough pictures that we can probably go for another couple of years here, and so we will see. I mean, I'm going to look at these pictures when I have time, look at it again in details and see a little bit, but I'm still unsatisfied about the results I got from the Great Wall of China. So the most complicated and most difficult for me was trying to get in a good way, clearly showing the Wall of China. I think I did not get it.
Okay, then I think the time is up. We still have the link, but this is gonna crash very soon. So we say goodbye. Thank you very much.
Jules, thank you to you for. Thank you to Enrico and the Italian Space Agency for having put together all this event. Thank you to all the journalists and all the people that have been following this mission. This has been a very important mission for me, but a very important mission for all our agencies, for the International Space Station, for the continuation of the International Space Station. The space station doesn't finish, keeps going for another 10 years or more. And it really provides us with a laboratory out of this world, and we need to use it and get all the results that we can.
Thank you very much. That concludes the event at ASI.
Ciao, a presto.